Hey guys, what's up? It's Infinite here. I'm gonna be telling you guys a crazy story that happened to me a good while ago, probably a good 5 to 6 years ago. I was right around, actually, it would have been longer. I'm bad with time. I was 12 years old, so it would have been around 9 years ago. And I was living in Jacksonville at the time, but I would go back to Pittsburgh every summer, usually for 1 to 2 months. And I had a really, really good friend of mine that lived up there, and we always hung out. Grew up together, and we ended up doing a bunch of dumb things together. Like he was the first person I actually got into graffiti with, and it was a really, really cool thing to actually get into graffiti with someone. I know it's against the law, and I don't really do it anymore. Not that I'm scared of anything, but I don't need to be in trouble with the law. It's a lot of risk, and it was fun when I was a kid, but now that I'm over 18, I can get a lot of trouble for it. So back to the story. But basically, this one night, we used to tag all the time, but this one night I just got this crazy feeling. I was like, I knew something was gonna happen, but we still went out anyways, and we always would hit this one bridge. And it was like one of the most popular bridges. There was always graffiti all over, like a lot of crappy stuff, like a lot of little tiny tags, people learning. It was a training spot. But there was always a huge problem with the Latin King gang up there, and there was a bunch of stuff always spray painted over it. I didn't spray paint over anything like that time. But basically what happened was we were doing an owl mural. I was working on the head and the body of the owl. He was doing one of the wings. And as I was finishing up the claws, I just got this crazy feeling like, man, we just need to get out of here. I have a really bad feeling in my stomach. Like, it just wasn't good. And I just knew something was going to go wrong. Next thing you know, out of nowhere, 2 cop cars pulled up right behind us, and one right to the side of us. Because how it worked is, this bridge was kind of like an overpass. You would turn onto the bridge, and you could either go left or right. And where we were tagging was actually on the bridge. It was a sidewall of the bridge. So one cop car pulled up from behind us. One cop car pulled up from in front of us. And at that time, we were just, we were young, and we didn't try to run because, 1, I don't feel like getting tased. 2, I knew what we did. We got caught, and that was that. So we set down the cans and everything like that. Shout out to Cobra. We've been using them for a while. And Montana Gold. I think we were using Montana that night, actually. But yeah, it was really... It was turning out really awesome, but obviously this ruined the night. So the cops got out of the car, told us to put our hands up. We obviously did. We followed everything they'd said. I got put in handcuffs, and my buddy got put in handcuffs, and they took my buddy to one car. They took me to another car. The cop that got us, both of them were very, very nice. It's not a story about police brutality or we got beat up or wrongfully accused or something like that. It's nothing like that. But basically what happened was the one cop came over to me and he said, listen, we patrol this area every night. We always see people out here tagging. It's always gang signs. It's always this. It's always profanity, curse words. Obviously, if you know anything about graffiti, there's always that one dumbass that draws a dick or something like that. Or people who can't do graffiti or just spray paint because they think it's cool and exciting, and they don't even do anything. They just make lines on a wall and it looks bad. He looked at me and he looked at my friend. He said, you guys were actually doing art, and I respect that, and you guys are so young. I don't want to put this on your record. And this is, I'm in the back seat of his car in handcuffs. Like, before he came up to me, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh shit, my parents aren't even here. I'm gonna get arrested in the state. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna have to do all this court stuff. It's just going to be a giant pain, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, damn, my parents don't even know that I'm out. We sneaked out, I was staying at my friend's house, and, all this shit was going through my head. And then he came over, and he started saying all that, and I was just like, oh my God, like this light in my eye, just this little glimmer of hope I could see. I was so happy. I was like the one in a million shot at. And he said, so what I will do is I will be dropping you both off back wherever you live. And I told the officer, I'm from out of town, and I don't live here right now, and I was staying with him. So the whole ride back, we're in the back of the seat. No one's saying a word. We're both quiet. Even though we got this good news, we're still thinking in our heads like, oh shit, because we looked at each other and we even said like, oh man, is he gonna wake up your parents? And we're both freaking out because if he wakes up his parents, everyone's gonna find out. Even though we didn't get arrested, we're gonna get in mad trouble. We're not gonna be able to hang out. We're just gonna get screwed over. All this other stuff, like, so all this stuff is going through our head and we're just freaking out. And you know, we're just like, damn. And on top of that, they took all of our cans. They took my gloves. They took, both of us had respirators. They took everything away from us. It was so shitty. And I had some nice paint pens on me, like the good Sharpie kind, for quick little tags here and there. And they took all of it. And it was just such a shitty feeling. But when we pulled up to my buddy's house, the officer said, you know, I'm not going to wake your family up. He said, I'm going to sit right here until you guys both get inside, and that's that. And he said, if I see you again, next time we'll arrest you. So we get out of the car, we're like, oh shit. And we look at the officer, we're like, officer, we have to go into the garage. And the reason we told him that is because his driveway was kind of like a hill. If you're familiar with northern driveways, sometimes they're pretty steep. And you go down and then to your right, and there's a little bit of a wall, so you can't really see. So the officer watched us. We got in through the garage. We went back inside. No one ever knew. No one's ever found out to this day. So, Mom, Dad, if you're watching, sorry. It was fun, though. It was a lot of fun. I love graffiti. I think graffiti is an amazing art. And, it was a lot of fun while it lasted. And you know, this is one of those experiences that I got really lucky with. I could have had a record, you know, I could have, you know, been arrested. I could have went to juvie, or I could have went to and got a fine for, you know, property damage, or how to do community service, or got in trouble. You know, it could have went way worse. I could have had a horrible cop that, you know, didn't want to deal with us kids and just arrested us, you know. It was really cool. The cops were really nice, and I will say I'm pretty happy with what happened, and it was a really fun experience. And actually, believe it or not, we did end up going back there about a week later and finishing up the owl, and the cops weren't there. I know, stupid. We were stupid kids. We didn't, you know, I didn't learn my lesson then. But looking back on it, I'm very thankful. But we ended up finishing the owl. Never took any pictures, because if you did get caught with them and on your phone or anything like that, we didn't want to get in trouble for them. But it was there for a while until it got covered up when the city repainted the wall, but it was a pretty cool experience, and a lot of people saw the owl, and we were pretty happy with it. It wasn't anything amazing. That was about the time we were both starting out. I think we had both been spray painting for, probably like, I think he started tagging when he was like 10-ish with his brother, and not really like actually tagging, and I started right around 11. So I'd only been doing it for about 6 months, because I had just turned 12 when I went up there. So I'd only been doing it for like 6 months. He had been doing it for like a year, so he was better than me, but he was showing me stuff. But it was a really fun experience, guys. The footage you're watching is from a private server that me and my friend actually play on. I'll leave the link in the link below for it if you guys want to join me on it. I'll be doing League of Legends and everything like that, gameplay. Let me know if you want to hear any more crazy stories like that. I have a whole bunch of graffiti stories. Check out my Facebook, like my Instagram, guys. Have a good day.